Hello and welcome back to A World Without, with me, Kris.
And me, Jack. This is a podcast where we get into the hypothetical and discuss what we think would happen if something from our everyday lives suddenly stopped existing tomorrow.
Yep, and today we're taking a look at what life might be like in a world without Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. So, this is one that doesn't really affect everyone, does it?
It certainly doesn't affect everybody, no. And technically, only 1/365th of the time as well it affects the ones that it does affect.
Yeah, so I'd say it's a pretty minimal impact compared to a lot of the ones we've had before.
Very mild.
Because apparently only 45% of people in the world celebrate Christmas in some form.
Interesting. Okay, that's kind of... Is it higher than I imagined or lower? I don't even know. Maybe it's bang on. You should have got me to guess. I would... let me... 45%, I'm going to say.
Very good. I didn't even ask a question. Well done. Okay, but can you guess the percentage of countries that have it as a public holiday then?
Ooh, okay. So I feel like it's going to be less than that. I'm going to say 29%.
No, you've used the wrong logic then. It's more than that because not everyone in every country celebrates it.
Right.
So there's more countries that do it, but less people. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, that makes so much sense. Darn it. Okay.
It's actually 80% of countries have it as a public holiday in some form.
Interesting. Okay, hang on. 80%?
Well done. You are really nailing these statistics. Have you read the same thing as me?
I've got a knack for it. What can I say?
93% of Americans, 88% of Britons apparently celebrate it.
Okay, wow. Wow, 93% of Americans. That is a lot of percentage.
That is a very high percentage, yeah. There's 260 million people that apparently celebrate Christmas on January 7th.
Wait, what?
Orthodox Christians, apparently, celebrate Christmas on January 7th.
Oh, wow. So they didn't just, forget or something? It was...
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened, let's be honest. They got a couple of weeks later, they're just, no, this is when we always do it. It's always here, right?
The calendar, fell off one day and they didn't notice for a couple of weeks, yeah.
So I guess they would be missing out, but just on a completely different day. Because it's still Christmas.
If it's still Christmas, yeah, then it's still gone, unfortunately, which sounds like a very harsh thing to say, doesn't it? We're losing Christmas. A very, very Grinch-like thing to say. But hey, it's happened. So we've got to learn how to live with it and find the good points and the bad points.
But there are some countries that won't be affected at all. Can you name any countries that apparently don't celebrate Christmas in any form? I imagine there are people in these countries that do still celebrate it, but the countries don't recognise it as a holiday or anything.
I'm going to say something really weird, something that you'd imagine they would. Lapland, wherever Lapland is.
Finland?
Maybe. Yeah?
Question mark? No, not on my list. I've got Afghanistan, Algeria, Libya, Mauritania, Mongolia, North Korea, Somalia, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Yemen.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yes.
Goodness.
Apparently none of them recognise it.
Okay, so absolutely same old for them.
They're not even worried at all. They wouldn't even notice it's gone.
No, not until we all start complaining.
So if you're Mongolian, you don't need to worry.
Yeah, exactly. I guess you should say as well, I'm not necessarily religious at all, but I still celebrate Christmas. I know it's technically a religious kind of holiday first and foremost, right? But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there too, at least almost everybody I know, it's grown to just become just a holiday. It's not really the real meaning of Christmas or whatever, doesn't really matter anymore. It's just a good time to have family and friends. The 3 Fs, family, food, and... fun.
Okay, you did already say friends, so 4 Fs?
Oh, there's 4. There's just so many Fs. Let all the Fs in. That's what Christmas is about. All of the Fs coming together.
Oh, God, because I've got other ones going on that I'm not sure should be part of Christmas.
Well, whatever you do with your Christmas, Jack, is...
It's one way to celebrate. And what percentage of the 88% do you reckon are doing it for religious reasons? Because I agree with you. I even if you're religious, I still think for most people it's now just become a winter celebration. It's it's celebrating Santa and gifts and trees and things like that. It's not really anything about the religious aspect anymore.
Exactly. I think that time of year, people just need a bit of a break, a bit of a party, and a bit of a relax.
Yeah.
At least for me, Christmas is the most sort of carefree day of the year for the most part. Anything goes, just have fun, relax, just be lazy.
Any of the Fs are allowed.
All the Fs.
Do what you like.
Fill your boots with Fs, you know?
See, because, I'm the same. For me, it's the one positive time in winter.
Yeah.
It's the one bit of hope in just a sea of misery that is winter. I absolutely hate winter, but yeah, Christmas is like the one thing that sort of gets me through it because I really like Christmas. Mainly for that reason, because it's like a nice, positive, fun time with family and friends and all the other Fs.
Exactly, yeah. You should take up was it? I can't even say the word. Orthodox. That's the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Double dip.
I do both, yeah, because January is rough, to be fair. Because at least in like November when it's depressing, you at least got Christmas to look forward to.
Yeah, all the lights are going up everywhere.
In January, what have you got to look forward to? Next Christmas.
Yeah, it's quite a wait, isn't it? Yeah. Are you very traditional with your Christmases still? Like, in terms of, I guess, the greater tradition that everybody kind of celebrates and stuff? Or have you got your own little traditions in your family?
Well, in your mind, what is... I don't know what the great tradition is.
Well, not that, like, you know, there's traditions that everybody does. There's opening the gifts under the tree or whatever. Like, there's ones that are pretty common. And then lots of families have their own little mini traditions as well.
Well, I guess I've only ever been with my family on Christmas, so we always do the same thing. So, yeah, it's very much like a tradition-based thing. Like, we always basically do the same thing. But I don't know if other families do it or not. It seems pretty normal, but that's just because I've always done it, you know?
Oh, wow. So that's totally like with colour. I don't know if what you're seeing as red is what I'm seeing as red. I don't know if what your Christmas is like my Christmas.
Exactly, yeah.
What on earth? They could be completely different things.
Because you mentioned presents under the tree, but do you have what you would call Christmas tree presents as like a separate present?
I feel like I used to. Christmas has changed a lot for me as I've got older, as I'm sure it does for everybody, but yeah.
Because I remember when my brother-in-law came into that, he had never heard of that, and I just thought that was a thing that everyone did because we'd always done it, which is like, you open all your presents in the morning, but then you have like a smaller little present after Christmas dinner.
Oh.
And they're called Christmas tree presents.
Interesting. No, we never did that.
It was basically just a way to eke out presents throughout the day when we were younger, so we just still got excited and had stuff to look forward to.
We did have it one year where we used to have like a pillowcase that we'd have all of our Father Christmas gifts in, and we'd have the same one every year. And when we were trying to put the stuff away, I think it was like a day or two later, we realized there was still a present left in the bottom of the pillowcase, and it was amazing. It was like it was another Christmas all over again. It was wonderful.
That's great.
I think it was socks, but didn't last very long. The joy.
But that's the thing. Socks actually are genuinely a good present when you get older, which is the depressing thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I could do with some socks genuinely right now.
Yeah, they're so hated as a child, and then nowadays, please, somebody buy me some socks.
Especially a really good pair of like winter socks. Quite expensive. Quite expensive, honestly. And it feels like an unnecessary purchase. But if I get given one of them, genuinely happy.
Yeah, there we go. Listen up for anyone that wants to get Jack a gift. Some good socks. It'll be yours.
So what are your traditions then? Do you have anything weird?
I guess nothing particularly like weird that I don't think other people do necessarily, but hey, I mean, you're telling me you got this after dinner gift, which sounds awesome. I might try and take that up. But yeah, no, for the most part, just kind of more the fact that it's usually the same people getting together every year. Like, that's our sort of roadmap, our plan. It's almost like that's going to be what the day is no matter what. Like, we don't have to discuss it beforehand or whatever. We know what's going to happen. We know roughly the time of day we're going to eat dinner and this and that. And it's just nice to kind of go on autopilot with it.
Because I would say I'm generally not one for traditions and that sort of thing. But yeah, Christmas is the one time where, like, if anything was to change, I would be a little bit like, what are we doing?
Like, come on, tradition, people. Yeah.
Because I remember one year we did go somewhere different for Christmas, and I didn't like it at all. I was like, it was still nice. It was still a lovely Christmas, but the whole time I was just thinking, like, this isn't Christmas.
You just sitting in the corner looking grumpy. Like, I want a proper Christmas.
Because I also did one Christmas in Australia on a beach, and I had like a curry for dinner.
Oh, wow.
And it was a great day. Had a great time. It was fun.
But it wasn't Christmas.
It wasn't Christmas at all.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I've ever had a Christmas away from home necessarily. So yeah, all of my Christmases have been pretty standard Christmases.
What's your favourite part?
Oh, I mean, I've talked about my many Fs. Probably the food, honestly. You know I love my food.
Yeah. Are you meaning Christmas dinner or just like all the snacks and the chocolates and...
All of it. It's a day of never-ending food, basically. You got a nice Christmas breakfast of some degree. Usually we're having pate on toast.
Huh.
Which I really like, but I never really have it any other time of year other than Christmas morning. Pate on toast. Like, some really nice, good, like, bread, like freshly cut bread and stuff, and some real good pate and everything. Oh, delicious. Get me hungry thinking about it just now.
Well, you won't be having that anymore then. If you only have it at Christmas and you know Christmas anymore, you'll never eat pate again.
I know. Never again. So that's one thing. This is a weird list of stuff that we're kind of having to kind of get rid of now purely because they mean Christmas.
Well, this is what I was thinking. Like, Christmas dinner surely can't be allowed anymore because Christmas.
Yeah.
But what is Christmas dinner if not just roast dinner?
Basically, a big roast dinner, yeah.
So does that mean we're not allowed to eat roast dinner anymore, or we're just not allowed to eat roast dinner on December 25th?
Or, well, even if you did, it would just still be a roast dinner, right? Like, where are the loopholes here?
As long as you're not wearing Christmas hats and pulling crackers.
I think so, yeah.
I think maybe you're allowed to do it. So maybe it would. You could still maybe have all the food.
Yeah, but then what? You're just suddenly saying, like, oh, I accidentally bought an extra pair of socks. Would you like to have them?
Yeah, exactly. It feels like this is too loopholey. I feel like we have to be quite strict. I don't think you're allowed to eat anything that you would traditionally do on December 25th.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do anymore. But only on December 25th, maybe? I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah, because also that's the other thing in my family. Christmas isn't just about that day anymore. It's kind of exploded into, like, as our family's kind of got bigger and people have, like, moved out and got, like, other partners and kids and stuff. It's kind of grown into this, like, week of party time, you know? And, like, that's, Christmas is just whenever we want to do it. So what's happening with that now?
Yeah, but like what? You just can't see people in the month of December. Is that what was that?
I don't, maybe, yeah. Just as long as, you know, you can have a cup of tea.
Just no festivities, anyone. No one being festive in any way. Because I was thinking, like, obviously you're saying we're not allowed to eat roast dinners on Christmas Day anymore.
Yeah.
But apparently in Japan, it's quite common they eat KFC on Christmas.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So does KFC just have to shut now on Christmas?
Possibly, at least in Japan. I mean, for me to eat KFC on Christmas, that would be very un-Christmassy. So I'm allowed, but they're not.
Maybe it's everyone's personal thing is no longer a thing.
Yeah, I think that's what it has to be, because Christmas is seemingly a very personal thing for everybody. So it's going to kind of all affect us in our own different ways. That's interesting, though. So do you think KFC, like, they've got good marketing if they've managed to swing that deal right over there?
I imagine it was never intentional on their part. It was just, but like, became a thing, and it sort of grew and grew over time, and they were just like kept rolling with it. And now they probably advertise it huge as like, come to KFC for your Christmas dinner. But I don't think it was their plan.
Do they do KFT?
Huh?
Kentucky Fried Turkey. Do they change it to turkey for?
Right. That was obvious what that was. And I was like, tree?
Just for anyone out there, there was about a 10-second gap of silence that Jack has probably edited out after that.
You could just hear the cogs just slowly turning, but I edited that out. Yeah, no, that does make sense. 100% they should be doing that, if not.
They should, shouldn't they? It feels like a big upheaval for just sort of kind of one time of year, but still, you know.
Although, whilst we're on the subject, turkey's rubbish, isn't it?
Turkey is rubbish. Give me chicken any day over turkey.
Why for this one day do we suddenly just start deciding to eat a worse meat?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, at least in my family, we do still have the turkey, but then we've gained a lot of other meats on the same plate.
Yeah.
I used to think barbecues were like the most meaty of meals out there, but no, I think it's a Christmas dinner. You've got the sausages, you've got the turkey, you've got the bacon around the sausages, you've got the... we sometimes have beef with it as well. What's that thing that some people have? A turducken or something?
A turducken, yeah.
Is that a Christmas thing or is that a Thanksgiving thing?
I don't know. I think it's an anytime thing if you try hard enough.
If you try really hard enough, yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're very meat-based.
Yeah, ours are the same.
You're a veggie, though, so what's your Christmas dinner like nowadays?
It's much more depressing these days.
Yeah.
Because ours used to be the same. Like when my nan was around, that was always our Christmas. Like, so that's what traditionally is always going to be my Christmas, is going to my nan.
Yeah.
And yeah, she used to do the same. She used to do like a gammon, like turkey, chicken, yeah, all the stuff.
Oh.
And that used to be great. But I genuinely am like struggling to think what I think I just have everything but the meat, because there's so much other stuff going on.
Yeah, exactly. The vegetables get a lot of love.
I think I've had like the nut roast thing.
Oh, a nut roast. Yeah, see, even that. I'll have a bit of nut roast as well. Chuck that on my plate too.
Yeah. I think if you cover enough things in gravy, I think everything's good, isn't it?
I think so. Are you somebody that will kind of try and eat a little bit of everything in each mouthful? Or do you kind of eat just your carrots and then you eat just your broccoli or whatever?
I don't put it all as one mouthful, but I definitely move around the plate. I don't like finish a bit, then finish a bit, then finish a bit.
Okay.
I'll move around the plate, but I'm not like, you know, scooping up one massive fork of everything.
Because I've got this thing with like gravy where I try and be as good about pouring my gravy initially as I can. So I get one pour at the beginning and I've got to get that. I don't want to end up halfway through my meal and I'm like, oh, it's all dry, I've got nothing left. Or at the end, just have a swimming pool of gravy. I try and pride myself on the perfect gravy amount.
Oh, I want a swimming pool of gravy at the end because I just want to suck it all up.
Wow. Nice.
I just want to go swimming in that pool of gravy. Gravy is the greatest thing ever. Give me a spoon and some gravy. Honestly, that could be my Christmas dinner. I'd be fine.
Wow. So I'll buy you socks and a gravy straw by the sounds of things.
That'd be love. Oh no, not just the straw. The gravy to go with it would be ideal.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you a packet of gravy. What kind of gravy are you going with? Just typical Bisto?
No, again, my nan had like legendary gravy. Like that was what she was known for. Her gravy was like world class, like known for eons and generations.
Yeah,
and it's kind of passed down. Like my sister does a good version, my mum does a good version, whatever, my aunt and stuff. But it'll never be exactly the same.
No, of course.
So yeah, I've always actually been quite snobbish with gravy because like Bisto is just a no-go for me.
See, okay, so
that watery mess. Are you joking?
My birthday as well is pretty close to Christmas. I've always had to deal with that all my life.
I was going to say, yeah, people who have their birthdays on Christmas or at least very close to it, that's going to be quite nice for them. Not having to like share their birthday with this thing that sort of overshadows it.
Yeah, so my birthday's on December 8th, so I'm kind of, I am far enough away that it's not like directly on top, but I did have to go through a lot of my life with people kind of saying like, I'm going to get you it's a joint present for your Christmas and birthday.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, did you used to get that a lot? Like, because I feel like it's a good get out, isn't it?
It definitely is. Like,
but also, did you find it annoying having to think of things you wanted for both? Because I've always hated having to think of what I want for Christmas and stuff.
I often did, yeah, and it would kind of just be a case of I've just come up with my birthday list and now it's people are asking me again for Christmas. Yeah.
So at least you only have to think of one lot of things now. So that's one stress off your mind.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's nicer to kind of get a slightly bigger thing rather than two smaller things or whatever. I was very lucky. I was very privileged, I must say. But yeah, I guess now I still just get to enjoy my birthday and then still New Year's when it comes up. So my December is still very fun.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe there will now just be more emphasis on New Year's Eve because I'm not a big New Year guy. I think it's a bit overhyped. Like, like organised fun. When you like do like a team building exercise or something like that at work, and like they're trying to like the whole aim is like everyone let's try and have fun. It's never going to be fun, is it?
No.
That's what I feel like New Year's. Like there's so much pressure to have a good time, to be this big fun event. I never really think it is, but I think I might have to get more into it now if Christmas is gone.
Oh yeah, definitely. New Year's will become kind of substitute Christmas now in this world where Christmas is gone. But I know what you mean. New Year's has also got a weird feeling of it as well, whereas Christmas is like the whole day, right? Whereas New Year's Eve is very much just like, I mean, well, it's, 10 a.m. on New Year's Eve. I can't really do anything yet. I mean, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it, to start? You can't start your party too quick. You're gonna burn out.
Yeah, you're gonna burn out too quick. Your shine's too bright. Get too close to the sun or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they say as I'm slumped over the settee drunk. He shined too brightly.
At 7 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Yeah. Thinking of the good sides, though, it would mean we wouldn't have to like deal with like hearing like Christmas songs in like November.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? Why? As soon as it hits, bam.
Oh, I hate it. Because the thing is, it always comes across as if I'm being really Scroogey when I like get on my high horse about hearing Christmas songs too early. But it's because I like Christmas that annoys me so much. Because, let's be honest, there are at max 30 decent Christmas songs. And that's being generous, right?
Yeah, there's 30 good ones, maybe 100 ones that they often keep playing.
There aren't that many. I genuinely don't think there has been a good Christmas song in the last 2 decades, right? It's really rare for a good Christmas song to come about.
Yeah.
And so if you've only got 30 songs to play with, you can't be playing them for 2 months straight. You just get sick of it by the time that Christmas comes around. Just 2 weeks before or December 1st at the earliest.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And it seems very hard to make a good Christmas banger of a song as well, right? It must be because if you go too over the top cliche, no one's going to like it. But if you go too subtle, no one's going to even know that meant Christmas at all. So why would they play it? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I think the issue is that like so many Christmas songs for me about like nostalgia and that they remind you of Christmas because you've listened to them all the time.
Yeah.
But then like it's really hard to establish that from the start because the first time it comes out, you're just like, what is this? I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
It's hard to like instantly have nostalgia over it. And that's why I think it's been 20 years since a good Christmas song's come out because it needs to be out for at least 20 years before you start thinking of it as like a classic Christmas song.
So now the Christmas songs coming out like this year and last year, in 20 years' time, you're saying they're going to be the beautiful ones.
Well, no, but that's what I mean. I don't know how they ever break through originally to become commonplace enough to be played regularly enough to become nostalgic. So it seems like a paradox that any Christmas song exists.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know how any Christmas song ever got popular, because it feels like it's only old songs.
With a world without Christmas now, are the songs allowed to exist? I know they're kind of Christmas themed.
Yeah, you can't be singing about Christmas. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, okay, they're gone.
Because there's that East 17 song. I don't know if you know, like, stay now, even if you got to go away.
Oh yeah, is that necessarily Christmassy?
That's what I'm saying. It's not. That is in no way a Christmas song, except for the fact that in the music video they're wearing coats and it's snowing.
Right. Okay.
And it's become like a Christmas song because it came. I think it was like a Christmas #1, maybe.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's nothing about it that's actually a Christmas song. Nothing about it. So I think you'll be able to play those ones, maybe. Those sort of, for some reason, it got included in the Christmas list.
It's more just like a winter song.
Yes. Yeah.
Winter songs are all good. Have you got a favourite Christmas song?
Holly Jolly Christmas. Have the holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Did you just make that opinion up just now, or is that legit one that you've had?
No, I genuinely is my favourite one.
Okay.
I couldn't for a second think of what it was, what the name was, but yeah. By Burl Ives, Holly Jolly Christmas.
Very nice.
It's an absolute certified banger. Do not listen to the Michael Bublé one. I'm not even that against Michael Bublé. His Christmas songs are alright. But when you have a perfect song, just don't mess with it.
See, Bublé, he's got the right idea. He's not trying to come up with new Christmas songs. He's just doing covers of all the other ones. And then suddenly now, that's how he's getting it.
Genius move.
Absolute genius.
And if you can get a Christmas banger, like a Christmas #1, you're set for life. Because every year they just churn out, like Mariah Carey, set for life, even if she didn't do anything else, right?
Yeah, she must be having a lovely Christmas. Or she probably gets paid like January for the last Christmas one. So she loves January time, probably.
Yeah, probably. What's your favourite Christmas song?
I really like Driving Home for Christmas.
It's a banger. It's a banger.
And I think mainly for me, it is the pure nostalgia thing. I was working in London very, very close to Christmas. I think it was like the 22nd or 23rd of December. And I'd had to stay up there for a week because the times I was working, would have had to have commuted. It would have been crazy. So I stayed up there in a really rubbishy little hostel. And yeah, I got to come back after a week of being on my own on like the 22nd, 23rd, and that was on the radio, and it was like, yeah, I am driving home for... Well, I was on the train, but, I was
training home for Christmas.
I kind of filled in the gaps a little bit, and it worked. And yeah, the feeling I had of just like, no more work, fun, Fs coming out of everywhere.
Yeah.
I was excited, and it just really hit home, so I think that stuck with me.
Yeah, very nice.
Why don't other holidays have their own song? Like, why don't you have like Metallica doing like an Easter song or something?
Hey, if you're listening,
there's an untapped market out there.
There is an untapped market in there. Yeah.
Because why not? Just, it makes total sense to me.
I just don't think any other holiday's big enough.
I mean,
because we celebrate Easter, and even like New Year's and stuff, and like obviously Thanksgiving in America, we don't have it here, but like generally I just think no other holiday gets attention the same way Christmas does. Christmas, like even Halloween in America as well, they love it, but like Christmas has like a huge run up to it, and then like even like the few weeks afterwards still feels like you're sort of celebrating it kind of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess Halloween does have a couple of songs going for it as well.
Like Monster Mash?
Yeah, the Monster Mash was the only one I can think of, really.
But is that like made for Halloween, or has it been sort of co-opted as a Halloween song?
I genuinely don't know. I could see it being like a theme tune to a really old, weird program. I could see it being anything for any reason. It's an odd song, but I like it.
We would save some money not having Christmas anymore. It's expensive time, isn't it?
Very much so.
I couldn't find an exact figure. That seemed to vary. The internet wasn't very reliable, but somewhere between £800 and £1,000 is roughly what the average household spends on Christmas in the UK.
Wow, and that's everything. That's the food, presents, the decorations.
Yeah, it seemed to be. One of them was just saying gifts. Other ones said the whole thing. Some said individual, some said household. Couldn't really get a figure, but vaguely in that ballpark, which is a lot of money.
Wow, so that's what it should be now. We should all, as a family, just like give out 200 quid to every person and just be like, that's what we saved. Enjoy.
Yeah, what would you spend it on? You just buy yourself presents?
Maybe. Are they presents if you buy them for yourself?
I think you have to wrap them up, which seems unnecessarily...
It's a waste, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just over the top, isn't it? You wrap it up a present to open yourself.
Are they called presents because you present them?
Sure.
Cool, nice, good.
Don't at me.
Yeah. I must say, I'm not a big lover of presents nowadays. Now I've gotten a bit older. I feel like the needing to try and think of presents for people, and you want to get them something good, and if you don't have any ideas at all, it can be such a horrible feeling knowing they're going to get you a present, and you don't know what to get them, and you don't want to get them something bad, and you don't want to just get them vouchers or something. It's a really horrible feeling. So I think pretty much now I've brokered some deals with every one of my family members that we will just have a mutual no presenting.
Is that you saying you have done that, or that's now what you're going to do?
No, that's what I've already done. Yeah.
Oh, have you? You've all just said no gifts anymore.
Pretty much. Like, I don't give you a gift, you don't give me a gift. That's our gift to each other, and instead, we'll just have a good time. We'll just hang out and enjoy each other's company.
I do very much agree with you, and I think this with gifts across the board, because when you're young, you love getting gifts, and so like it's fine or whatever. But when you're an adult, we have disposable income. If there's anything I want, I'll just buy it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird asking someone else to get me a thing. I'll just buy it myself. And yeah, the stress of having to think of something someone wants, and then having to go out and get it or whatever, or order it online or all of that, far outweighs actually the enjoyment of getting something I could have just bought myself.
Exactly.
So I am with you, and I've always been like a terrible gift giver. Like, I'm just not good at thinking of gifts for people. I always want people to like, our family have always just tell us what you want. Like, literally
yeah. So there's no like surprise or anything there, really.
Yeah,
it's just...
and that does take a lot of the fun out of it, because it's just like, I wonder what this is.
Yeah. It's basically just kind of like ordering stuff on Amazon, but with a bit of a delay.
Yeah, it's just a far more over the top and like lengthy way of just buying something yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won't miss the gifts.
No. I'd say the only good present is if you genuinely think of something that the person wouldn't have bought themselves but would still like. Like, they just wouldn't have thought of it somehow, and that's a good gift. But I'm trying to go now with the mantra, if I see something like that out in the wild, not the wild, you know what I mean, in the shops.
That's the wild, sure.
I'm not in the woods or something. I'm not just wandering the woods. But
Kris, why is your present all covered in leaves and wet?
Yeah, exactly. No, that I try and think, well, I'll get them just a present now, and I'll just give them a present for no reason. I think that's a lot nicer than forcing it to be on a very specific time of year.
That's very cute.
I think it's only happened twice.
Right.
So
no, you're saying you're doing a thing you want. I did it once.
This
Once
is how
I bought
hard-
someone something, and it was a Kit Kat.
yeah. This is how hard present finding is. It doesn't happen organically very often. So
Yeah.
what do you think about Secret Santas?
Again, it's just like a waste of money. It's like, oh, yeah, let's all spend 10 quid on stuff that none of us actually want, that we could have all just spent on ourselves knowing the things we want. I think it's an absolute stupid waste of time.
Absolutely. I agree completely. Yeah.
And you can't say that in an office without sounding like a Scrooge, can you? There's no way of bringing that up without being like...
You have to go along with it.
You have to just go along with it. It's just like, I swear to God, every time I've been in an office and I've done a Secret Santa, I always get the person in the office who I've never heard of in my entire life. I'm just like,
exactly.
oh, great, I'd have to buy a present for a complete stranger I've never heard of, and I don't know anything they like or anything they're into.
I'm both really like loyal to the idea of a Secret Santa in that, like, I want it to be a secret. I don't want people swapping them and stuff like that. But at the same time, why? Because I think it is just a massive total waste of time, and I got to pick one or the other. I'm kind of, it's either got to be deadly serious, super Secret Santa, or it's got to just be nothing, basically.
Like, I'm okay with the Secret Santa if it's with like a small group of friends where you all do know each other and you genuinely might think of something you might want, or doing like an intentionally stupid one where it's like £5 and you just buy someone like weird stuff.
If you're trying to buy them like the worst present or the most jokey present possible still, but...
So I can maybe get on board with those, but like corporate ones in an office where you actually are meant to try or whatever, it's just, no thanks.
Honestly, I think scratch cards are probably the best thing to get at that point.
No, because then what if they won?
Oh, that would be horrible, wouldn't it?
I would kill myself.
Can you imagine? Yeah, that would be horrible.
I would never, ever be able to forgive myself for giving away a winning lottery ticket.
Oh, that would be... You would have to say, oh, no, let's redo them again, actually. Sorry, something went wrong.
Do you reckon if someone gave you one and you won, let's say you won £100,000, how much you given them?
Oof. Well, I mean, it was a secret, right? So I don't know who it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't be a secret for long if you won it.
I'll be like, well, John, I don't know it was you, do I? So keep it secret.
It was a secret, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to keep it all myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always thought that of if I was to ever win a massive lump sum of money, like, It's that whole thing of it's too hypothetical until it actually happens. I think I'd be totally different when it actually happens. But
It's easy to be like, oh yeah, I'd give him a good 10,000. I wouldn't give him 50p. I don't reckon. I'd be like, I wouldn't even tell him I won. I'd be like, no, it's a loser. It's a loser, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, shame.
Well, you got your 12 rings on and your red velvet cape.
Well, it just seems to be run out the office, start the car, never come back again.
Yeah, exactly.
Santa's out of a job.
Oh, what is he going to do now?
Honestly, I think he deserves a retirement.
I think so, because it's not just one day a year that he works, right? Isn't he working all year long? He's not like hibernating like a bear.
Well, I think he's watching kids all year, so...
Right? Maybe that's a good thing he's not doing that anymore.
Maybe it's a good thing he's not doing that anymore. So let's give him his retirement and let's not ask too many questions, sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty old, right? He's been old for a long time.
He's been old forever?
I think
as
so.
As far as I'm aware. So I think he's set. He's got his retirement. The elves, however, far bigger casualty.
Right.
Because I imagine there's got to be thousands of them.
There'd have to be. Probably millions, right?
Yeah. So I was just assuming Amazon could employ him.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's sad for them.
They've got a lot of experience in the field, making stuff, delivering
Making
it.
stuff. Do they enjoy it? Are they doing this out of love, or are they working for Santa? Is he paying them? Is this slave labor?
Well, based on the whole watching kids thing, I think he might be a morally dubious character. So I wouldn't put it past him.
They always seem pretty happy though, but I don't know whether that's kind of like Stockholm syndrome,
Yeah, I don't think they've known any different. They've grown up with it. They've been born into this.
Are they elves' children? Is that sometimes a thing?
I don't really know the law. I feel like they're always perpetually children.
Right.
No, because you get the old wise elves, don't you? You get like the old ones.
Right, maybe it's like they're children for all their life, and then suddenly they just get really old.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know enough about elf law, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, elf law. Yeah. If he wasn't ready to retire, though, I did think maybe he could do like a search and rescue. Like, instead of like a helicopter, he could go flying around with the reindeer, especially in like snowy places and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're mountain climbing and suddenly, you slip and you fall.
Imagine being rescued by Santa. That'd be cool. That'd be a story.
Be good, wouldn't it? You'd hear the jingle bells come in and you'd know suddenly, I'm safe.
I think you'd just assume you're dead, wouldn't you? You'd just be like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
probably.
I've died. This is some kind of like weird half-dying coma dream or something.
Possibly, but yeah, it'd be pretty good. I wonder whether he'd keep the outfit and stuff though still. Like, red is quite a good, like, warning colour. Would he have to wear like a high vis and...
Yeah, like, it's basically a good warning thing. Like, if you're in an emergency services, wearing red seems like it makes sense.
Yeah. It probably would be good as maybe like a chimney sweep or like a chimney expert. Something to do with chimneys. He knows chimneys well.
Yeah, although going out of fashion, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess they are, aren't they? I mean, even faux chimneys, apparently he could still just magic down it.
Because in the house I grew up in, we had a chimney that was like covered up and boarded up. So there was actually no like fireplace there.
Yeah. So he just magics his way out of that, right?
How does he know, though, before going into the chimney, whether it's going to be an actual one or not?
Because he's been watching.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Creepy little vision.
He's been watching. He knows all.
Yeah.
Like we said, that song, actually, I would quite like it if we could break it down real quick. Because the lyrics, they are...
Terrifying, let's be honest.
Yeah, this needs an investigation, honestly. So, right, you better watch out, is how it begins. So, threats.
Very aggressive start.
Right off the bat, yeah, exactly. You better not cry. What? Why would I cry? Why? What? Excuse me?
No, it was until we started this.
Who's mentioning crying? Eh? You better not pout, which I think they mean don't be sad, but technically Google defines that as push one's lips or one's bottom lip forward as an expression of petulant annoyance or in order to make oneself look sexually attractive.
So he doesn't like people doing selfies, basically.
He hates duck lips, yeah.
Hates the selfie.
So I think they'd be the sad one. So, all right, you're giving me lots of reasons to be sad at the moment, and now you're telling me not to. And then it says, I'm telling you why, which, again, doesn't that sound annoyed?
Yeah, still very threatening, still very aggressive.
It's like, I'm telling you why. Like, oh, goodness. Santa Claus is coming to town. Wow. I wish he wasn't after all the previous stuff.
It does sound like a lot of threats followed by I'm coming for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he's visiting. He's coming to town. It's like something a mafia guy would say or something. Oh, Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny's coming to town.
Yeah, it's a warning, let's be honest. It's a quite aggressive warning about a scary bearded man on his way to your house.
Yeah, exactly. It goes on. He's making a list, which, again, still a bit of a threatening tone there.
I would say what a hitman might do.
Very much so, yeah. And checking it twice. So thorough.
At least he's thorough, yeah.
He does his job well. I do feel like at this point he should be using like a spreadsheet, some sort of more technical.
Especially for every kid in the world.
It's a big list, isn't it? And
Even 2 checks of that, I'd at least want to do a third. For every kid in the world, you're happy with just checking it twice?
yeah, I think we need a little bit more of a thorough system put in place with this list.
Clerical errors are going to happen. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. So does he not know? Is the list telling him?
Yeah.
Like he's gonna find out. Like what do you mean? Do you not know, Santa?
Isn't he making the list?
That's what I thought. It's gonna find out who's not, like. It feels like he's just making it up at this point.
Where's he getting the information from?
This is what I mean. Yeah, and it apparently is gonna find out who's naughty and nice. So it's like, it's both. You got to find somebody who's both a naughty person and a nice person at the same time.
It just sounds like he's going to find I'm going to find all of you. And I'm coming for all of
Yeah,
you.
he's just making a list of everyone. And again, Santa Claus is coming to town, so we get the idea. Thank you, song. You're repeating it. Last verse before it all really repeats now. He sees you when you're sleeping. This is where it really takes a darker tone.
Really turned it up to 11 on the creepiness there. Not even trying to cover it up.
So, yeah, like, hang on, what? He's doing what now? This guy. He knows when you're awake. I mean, yeah, he's watching me sleep, so...
Who wrote this song? Because
it's Santa, I think.
Oh, right. Right. Because whoever wrote it is a psychopath.
Yeah. He knows if you've been bad or good, so thanks, list. You snitch.
We still haven't quite worked out the mechanics of how he's knowing that.
Yeah, I don't, maybe...
I guess just the 24-hour surveillance he's apparently doing on all children.
I think so. I think that's the key. He sees all, he knows all, mainly focused when you're sleeping. But I'm not, usually pretty nice when I'm sleeping, if I'm honest. He should be watching me when I'm awake.
Yeah.
Then he'd find some of the naughty stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So be good for goodness sake, which again is just demanding, isn't it? No manners, no politeness.
Just very threatened as well.
Terrible song.
He doesn't at any point say he's going to hurt the kids, but
we all know
it's very heavily implied.
The violence is, implied massively.
So maybe it's a good thing he's gone. It seems like it's time to cancel Santa, honestly.
I'm surprised he hasn't been cancelled by now, yeah.
Creepy old man. Just a little spoiler coming up. For any kids watching, this is Santa related. Maybe don't have your kids listen to this. My niece might actually listen to this one.
Not just Santa, though. If you think about it, there's all the, I don't know what they're called in England, but like mall Santas? Has that got an English? Shopping centre Santas.
Yeah, what would you call them? Fake Santas?
Maybe, but that's just, you can't, that just sounds really harsh.
A grotto? We call it a grotto, don't we?
Yeah, Santa's grotto. But what is the job? Santa impersonator? It just feels like it ruins the magic a bit for the kids, you know?
I think you'd just say we're going up to see Santa, wouldn't you?
You probably just go the whole hog.
Do you have any memory of going to like a Santa like that when you were a kid?
The only one I have, we got on a steam train, and at the end of the steam train, you got to sit on Santa's lap.
Right. Do you remember if you thought that was actually Santa?
I think I did at the time, but yeah, maybe he's got some sort of memory mind-wiping powers or something, because I don't remember much of that meeting.
Because I was so... when my niece went to see him, obviously I can't ask this, but I really wanted to be like, sorry, did you actually believe that was the real Santa Claus?
You just got a clipboard at the end.
You idiot.
Just going to ask you a few questions about your recent visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
Because I have... Obviously, I'm not saying I didn't ever believe in him. Obviously, I did. I have no memory of ever actually believing in Santa. I only can remember past the point in which I already was aware he wasn't real.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, everyone.
Sorry for any kids listening. Like, I don't remember actually the point in which I found out he wasn't real. Did you remember that?
I remember having one Christmas, where it was kind of like my sisters kept laughing and giggling. They basically told me, my older sisters just sort of came out with it. I think I was a bit like, no, he is real. And then I probably sat there and thought about it a bit more and then was like, oh yeah. Yeah, and then I think my parents just kind of were happy probably that the cat was out of the bag.
Yeah, because it's an awkward thing to have to broach, because it is like, the sooner it's over, the better. Because I still think you can massively enjoy Christmas without Santa. Because what I do remember is being young enough where my sister kept it up, but like knowing that I actually knew he wasn't real. But always, every time I would refer to like, you know, Santa not being, she'd be like, he is real, actually.
Yeah.
I remember that, but I don't ever remember being young enough to actually believe in him. But I still enjoyed Christmas loads. I still remember doing the thing like where we'd put out the mince pies and the carrot. You know, we would, because it was like a fun little thing to do. Like it was like playing a game kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It is still a nice thing to do, but yeah, obviously when everyone in the household is fully aware, it's maybe not something you want to bother doing anymore. But yeah, what do these mall Santas do now? Because apparently a lot of them, especially in America, their whole job is being a mall Santa.
What, so they're just employed for 1 month?
They get like 40, 50 grand a year for that. I don't know what they're doing. Same as what Santa's doing all year. Putting their feet up, having a rest.
Well, honestly, I don't feel too bad for them. They have had an easy ride for far too long.
Yeah.
Working 1 month a year and getting 50 grand for it. Okay, you should have been better with your money. You should have been maybe working harder in the other 11 months of the year. Your time's up. I'm sorry. I mean, fair play to you.
What else could they do, though? They got to grow the beard. They got, you know, you can't be going around looking like Santa being a construction worker or something. People would laugh at you.
Why not? Hey, don't be mean to people with white beards and long white hair. They could look like Santa if they want. I'm sure they'll get taken the mick out of, but I'm sure they'll survive.
I'm not saying they should get taken the mick out of. I'm just saying they will, and they probably want to hide away until Christmas comes rolling round.
Well, some hair dye and a razor isn't that expensive.
We got to keep the beard, though. What? It's going to take you longer than a year to grow the beard back, right?
Oh, you're saying currently, like that they've got to keep it year round looking like that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because I think most shopping centre Santas, they don't have a real beard. It's always a fake beard, isn't it?
Well, they're not the ones getting paid 50 grand. I think you got to have the real deal.
Right, so this is for like high-end Santas, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as someone who is not particularly proficient at growing a beard, how long do you reckon it does take to grow a good Santa beard? Like, 6 months?
At least, yeah. I'm thinking. I mean, how long is a Santa beard? Roughly down to your chest area there.
Yeah. See, I don't actually think his beard is that long. It's just quite thick and white.
Right. He's not got like a goatee though, has he? He's got the full thing.
But like, even if you look at like Tim Allen in Santa Claus, I don't think his beard is massive.
I guess it's more of just kind of maybe, I would say 2 inches kind of long, and it just kind of sticks out all over.
Oh, it's quite big actually.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you say, yeah, just sort of like maybe 3 inches off the chin.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe some people quicker than 6 months then, but yeah, certainly me, I don't think I would ever be able,
I could start growing it now and I think I would die before it looked like a Santa's beard.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. So I certainly couldn't do it, so I'm out of a job there anyway.
This is why we don't earn the big bucks.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I guess at least for half the year they can be normal. And then, yeah, from around June, you probably need to start thinking about growing that beard out.
Like, who else could they impersonate? Who else looks a bit like Santa? You got the guy that wrote Game of Thrones. He's a bit Santa-y.
George R. R. Martin, yeah.
Yeah, but you could go to, like, conventions pretending to be him.
ZZ Top?
Yeah, sure.
They basically just look like Santa. You're going to be a ZZ Top impersonator?
I'm Googling to get a better.
But that's an even longer beard.
That is literally a group of Santas, and then a guy that didn't want to.
Yeah, one dude was like, me, basically. Just like, I can't grow the beard, mate. Sorry.
That would be us. All 3 of us have been growing our beard for 5 years. That's just, us in the middle.
God, this is a dated reference. Anyone listening to it, like a band from the 60s or whatever. But yeah, if your band was basically entirely known for having beards, and you're the one member of the band who doesn't have a beard, you'd feel pretty stupid, wouldn't you?
You'd be pretty left out, wouldn't you? Is one of them called Z, one of them's called Z, and one of them's called Top?
I don't think so, but I really hope so.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be great.
And I'm guessing Top is the one without a beard as well.
Hold on. No way. No, this is the most hilarious thing in the world.
What?
The guy without the beard is called Frank Beard.
Wow.
The only member of ZZ Top without a beard is called Frank Beard. That is probably a very well-known fact to anyone who knows anything about ZZ Top, but learning that for the first time right now is hilarious.
All 3 of them do have a beard then, just in different ways.
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't need it, I am it.
Yeah. Maybe they grew a beard because they were like, oh, we like the beard theme. They're like, well, then we'll grow beards and you'll be beard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. That's my new favourite fact.
Something else I don't ever really do anymore, but used to be a big part of Christmas to me, was the old advent calendar. Every morning, pop open a little door, eat a little chocky.
You don't do it anymore?
I don't do it anymore. Do you still do it?
I still do. It's one of my favourite parts of Christmas.
Man, do you just buy yourself like 4 of them and just go nuts?
I did buy 2 one year.
Yeah.
Because I bought not a very good one because I thought they were out of the Cadbury's one is the good one, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, very much so.
And then I found the Cadbury's one, so I had 2. That was a fun year. Big party for me there.
Oh, man, I love it. I should start it again.
No, it's so great. Like, I don't care what anyone says. I don't think you're ever too old for an advent calendar. Ever, ever. Who doesn't want to start their morning with a little bit of chocolate?
Exactly, right? You have your breakfast, a little bit of chocolate. No. Beautiful.
Because it tastes of Christmas. I swear to God, a little bit of chocolate in the morning just tastes like Christmas to me.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
It's the only time of the year I ever eat Christmas in the morning.
Well, that's how strongly you believe that it tastes of Christmas.
That's how much I feel like it tastes like Christmas. I'm eating Christmas every morning.
Yeah. Did you ever have it where you'd maybe forget a day or two and then suddenly motherload kicks in? You're like, oh, I've got like 3 days to open.
I don't think I've ever forgotten more than like 2. You know the people who should, I think, maybe die is too strong?
Wow.
Is people who just get an advent calendar, just eat it all at once.
Oh, they don't follow the rules of the doors? No, come on.
Those people, die is too strong, but just severe punishment of some sort.
Buy a chocolate bar.
It should be considered a very serious crime.
I agree. You gotta follow the rules of the doors. I think it makes the food taste better.
Tastes like Christmas, honestly.
I would have all of my meals out of little doors if I could. Can you imagine if you had like your roast dinner? Hey, one morning you get your parsnip.
How awful would the last door be? Having waited 30 days just in a cardboard box.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't work for all foods.
Get a Brussels sprout. Oh, great.
Yeah, single cold, wet Brussels sprout just falls out. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe stick to the chocolate.
I don't think it's your $1 million idea. We've come up with a lot of great business inventions on this podcast. I don't think that's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of the less good ones, isn't it? But you know what? This year, well, might be too late now.
What do you mean?
It'll be too late when people are listening to this podcast.
Oh, but we're not listening to the podcast in the future.
Wait, am I in the past?
We're in the past.
Oh!
Little insight to the people at home. We're quite a long time before Christmas right now.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You have plenty of time.
I didn't want to know how much we were giving away. It's actually March 1st, 2022 right now. So, no, it's not that far. But yeah, no, I can definitely still grab a calendar this year. All right, I'm going to enjoy that. Oh, baby.
Do it.
I'm going to have to go Cadbury. But I am a big Reese's peanut butter cup guy.
You'll be able to find one of them. Hey, Chris.
What?
Little Christmas treat. Get both.
Can I? Can I really?
This is the great thing about being an adult, Chris. You can do whatever you want.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy 20.
Oh my God. Okay, this is the only acceptable way to eat an entire advent calendar at once.
Buy 24 of them.
Yeah, 24 or 25 of them. And then just have an entire advent calendar every day.
I feel like I would be dead by Christmas Eve.
No, because then if they're 24 door ones, you eat one every hour.
Exactly.
Every hour of all the 24 days. Oh my God. That is $1 million idea.
Waking up at 3 a.m. for a chocolate? Yeah.
Because then you'd wake up in the morning at, say, like 8 a.m. and you'd already have 8 chocolates to eat.
Mate, I think I'd be sick.
Oh, I love it.
Before we get to this
I think
point.
it would stop tasting like Christmas quite soon and start tasting like sick.
Yeah, a bit like bile. Maybe there's like a palate cleanser day every so often, though, you know?
Yeah. And just like a nice bottle of water.
Exactly. Well, there you go. If anyone wants a fun, festive Christmas challenge to try this December, although, hang on, they're in the future, aren't they? So they can't.
They are in the future, so they won't be able to do it.
I can't get my head around this podcast thing,
You
Jack.
can't get your head around this whole time thing, can you? Next year. Everyone, next year. Are we allowed to still put up Christmas decorations? Obviously, we wouldn't call them Christmas decorations. They would be winter decorations, I guess. Because, what, you're going to ban fairy lights? People have fairy lights up year round.
They do, yeah. I guess you can still have that. Anything, like even like a log, a festive like Yule log on the fire or something. That's not Christmas, that's just winter. So again, I think the same as the music. We can keep winter decorations.
Yeah. I think a tree inside your house is going too far because that is exclusively a Christmas thing, I think.
Yeah, very much so.
Which also, what? When did that start? That we put a tree inside our house?
It does seem like a weird thing to do, doesn't it?
Like, we all just go along with it, and I like it. I love a Christmas tree. But it is weird that we all just like, yeah, that's normal.
Is it just kind of someone that was really like, oh, the poor trees outside look so cold. Shall we bring one in?
I really don't know, because I can imagine they obviously started by decorating trees that were outside. And then that became like a tradition that you would decorate trees. And then some maverick was just like, you know what? I reckon we just do it here.
They were like, hey, I'm not going out there. Bring the tree to me. Either that or someone just had a really bad weed problem and they were growing up through the floors and they were just like, I'll just go with it. Why not?
Yeah.
So, okay, trees are out and all the decorations that go on it.
I also think tinsel is, to me, I've never seen tinsel outside of Christmas.
You know what? I hate tinsel.
Do you?
It's on my list of hates. I don't understand it. It's like everything is bad. It feels horrible. It looks horrible. It's like the glitter of Christmas.
I think Christmas also has a lot of glitter.
That's true, but that can also get away as well.
I agree heavily with the glitter, and now you've said it's the glitter of Christmas, I do know what you mean.
It ends up everywhere.
I'd be happy to get rid of it. I'm fine to get rid of it.
Good. It's gone then.
Okay, gone. Yeah, obviously, you couldn't have any iconography of Christmas. You couldn't have like a Santa outside your house, but like a snowman. Is a snowman Christmas, or is that again winter? I still feel like a snowman is Christmas.
It does. I think it is usually because winter and Christmas, at least here in this hemisphere of the world, at the same time. So yeah,
because I don't even think you would make, even if it was snowing in January, I don't think I'd be tempted to make a snowman. Maybe I'm wrong there.
Oh, yeah. No, I've definitely made snowmen beyond the Christmas time.
I think I made one in March once, actually, so ignore that.
Exactly, because you can't be too picky with snow here in England.
Yeah, especially in the UK, yeah.
You're lucky if you get snow.
Especially enough to make a good snowman. That's rare.
Exactly.
We'll get snow, sure, but enough of snowfall to make a decent-sized snowman.
Yeah, not one that's just made with slush and is all grey and horrible.
So maybe snowmen are allowed.
I think snowmen are fine. What else have you got? What about like a reef? We've never really done reefs on the door or any of that.
Same. So don't really have an opinion. Keep it, lose it, couldn't care less.
Okay, yeah, cool. Trying to think of other very traditional... What about this? What do you think on top of a tree? Is it a star or a fairy?
I'm fine with either, honestly. I think we always went star, but my nan always had a fairy on top of her, so I guess I kind of know both. Well, what are you?
I always think star first, yeah.
Yeah. I think star looks nicer as well. I think angel's a bit awkward.
A little bit, because he's just got like a Barbie stuck up there, right?
And I think like star sort of matches the aesthetic of a tree. A tree's quite triangular in its shape, and obviously I know a star's not triangular, but it's pointed in that sense. I think it matches the aesthetic.
Yeah, whereas a fairy is fairy-shaped, which doesn't fit at all, yeah.
Baubles, they're exclusively Christmassy as well, I think.
Yeah, I think they are. You don't ever see a bauble outside.
I think it's just lights. I think you'd just be allowed lights up.
Would you like people to have, maybe not really hardcore Christmas lights up, but would you like more people to just have lights outside their home just more regularly like that?
You mean like year round?
Yeah, now that Christmas is gone, of course.
Yeah, I think that'd have to be subtle. You know, I don't want them like flashing and turning on and off and like, you know, like the rock shows going on.
No, of course.
But like, yeah, I think cute little lights are quite nice. Like if you're walking around everyone's, if someone just has the nice lights like wrapped around a tree, just generally, I think that looks quite nice.
You think,
It's like quite cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like mood lighting in general. Like I'm a big fan of like lamps and like dim lighting and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it kind of goes with that aesthetic.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I'm up with that as well. I'll take it. If we've lost Christmas, at least have some year-round subtle lights.
Yeah, especially because, winter is, as I said, very depressing and dark and horrible. I think it, just boosts that a little bit.
Yeah. A couple of other things I absolutely hate that I'd be glad to be getting rid of completely. We've said tinsel. That was on my list. Candy canes. What? Why? What is up with them?
Do you not like mint?
No, mate. That's the taste of toothpaste. Like... I don't want a hard, brittle that will be sharp if you bite it wrong thing that tastes like toothpaste. No, I don't want it. Thanks.
Are you just generally not a fan of the mint as a flavour then?
I don't mind it in like ice cream is quite subtle mint, but like those candy canes, like it's the peppermint, the very strong peppermint thing that I don't like.
Oh, fair enough. I could take them or leave them.
Yeah, I think I want them gone. I don't like the shape of them either. They're kind of
they are an awkward shape.
Do you eat them with the hook bit first, or do you suck on the handle? Like, what do you do? Do you suck? Do you bite?
Yeah, I don't go on the hook. I go from the bottom up and then sort of work my way around.
And are you biting? Are you chewing bits off, or are you just slowly gumming your way around?
Yeah, I think I don't have the patience to actually gum it the whole way, so I think I'm always going to bite it, yeah.
You end up biting it, but then, I don't know. They don't do it for me. They're not a proper sweet in my mind. They're basically like a humbug, aren't they? Because humbugs are sort of a peppermint hard sweet, which is interesting as well, because that's what Scrooge hates as well, or loves.
Yeah, or just says as a phrase.
He's just going on about them all the time.
Bar humbug. What is the bar bit?
A sheep? I don't know. I think he might be losing his marbles.
Yeah, he is an old man, to be fair, just so you know. He is imagining ghosts as well. I don't think he's the most reliable person.
Exactly. I'm going around candy canes. That's my version of it. And lastly, and this is pretty much every shop you go into from about November 1st until middle of January, reeks of cinnamon. It's just everything has to be cinnamon smelling.
And honestly, like cinnamon's quite like an autumnal flavour as well, I think people use. So I feel like it's just like knocking around from like October sort of time as well.
It just keeps going. You're right. They're putting it on pine cones in the autumn, and then they just start putting it on, I don't know what even, like just more potpourri and stuff. It just smells, stinks everywhere. I'm sick of it. I will be glad to see the backside of cinnamon smell.
Yeah, I don't like cinnamon either, so you've won me over with that one.
There you go. So, yeah, if you want to know what to get me as a bad present, you'd get me a tinsel candy cane that stinks of cinnamon, and I would hate you forever.
Oh, that's giving me some ideas for some Christmas presents.
I guess another one that doesn't really go on my list, I don't hate it, I don't love it, but it's curious to me. We've never done this as a tradition. I wonder if you have. Mistletoe.
Yeah, never done it.
I think it's a bit more American, maybe. I don't even know if it grows in England.
Is it meant to be like you just walk around and you're basically prepositioning people?
I think it's meant to be hanging up already, isn't it? I don't think you're meant to...
You're not just meant to have it in your pocket and just sort of like, oh, no, look what's happened here.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
You're wearing a cap with it on the front, just pegged. Yeah.
So you're meant to just happen to walk into someone... directly. It seems like quite an unlikely set of situations to be in, doesn't it?
I've not researched it. I believe it's something to do with people used to put it above their like doorway into their house, not necessarily for any smoochy kissy reasons, but just for, I don't know, decoration, or it warded off evil spirits or something. And then it started to, when people would come round, you'd be like, oh, welcome, mwah, mwah, or something. And then it just become a little bit of like, should we have a kiss under the mistletoe? But I just think the expectation of what is to come is a bit creepy. If you stood there next to some stranger and you both look up and there's a mistletoe there, you're going to be a bit like, I'm not listening to the berry.
Forcing anyone into a kiss is inherently creepy, I think. So I think it's a good thing to get rid of.
Very much so. But I did a bit of research. Norse, I can't say that word, Norse. Am I saying it correct?
Yep.
Norse mythology, it symbolized love, so that's nice. But in ancient Greek, it was just a pain reliever for ulcers and stuff. So it wasn't even...
less sexy.
Very less sexy, yeah. But don't eat it because it's got toxin poison in it, which will cause drowsiness, blurred vision, diarrhea, vomiting, and seizures. So...
okay, not great then.
Not very romantic. So I think we chucked that out with the rest of the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, we would pack that up with the Christmas stuff, put it in the attic and...
forget about it.
But there we go. I think that'll do us for today. What are you thinking about losing Christmas?
I'm sad. I'm saddened by it, and I'm glad that this was just a hypothetical podcast situation and we can all go and have a good old jolly time now.
Yeah, I agree. Christmas is one of the times I look forward to in the year most. There were a surprising amount of actual things that I won't mind missing, actually, as I went through this list. I was like, to be fair, that's quite annoying. Don't like that.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be as bad as I maybe initially thought. But overall, if we could keep it, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, I think I might be making a few changes to my Christmases just to make them a bit better for myself. Why not?
Yeah, do it.
Cut out the bad, keep the good.
Been a little evaluation of your own Christmas. So,
yeah, exactly.
Realise what you don't need.
So we hope you all have a jolly, happy Christmas, unless you don't celebrate it anyway, in which case, have a nice day.
But thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas. Oh, 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 oh.